Okay, I think I am live. And I feel that I say exactly that every time. Yeah, there I am. So welcome everyone to another YouTube live session here on the Pinkfresh Studio channel. It's been a while since I did one of those, since we are now doing the scrapbooking lives every other week. And yeah, I'm going to show you in a second what I have prepared for today, or roughly prepared. So first of all, I want to check if everything is working, if you are here. I think it looks good. Okay. Oh, there you are. So hi, Roxanne. Hi, Melanie. Oh, it's Leah today. Hi, Leah. Oh yeah, Heather is on vacation. So Leah is joining us behind the Pinkfresh Studio name. So if you have any questions and I miss a question or it's something that Leah can help out with, she will definitely do that. And she will also be picking a winner for a $15 gift card at the end of this YouTube live session. Hi, I'm not sure if it's Marcella or Marcella. Hi, Diane, Linda. So yeah, so if you're joining for the first time, you can win a $15 gift card in this live session. All you have to do is be active in the chat. So every time you leave a comment in the chat, it's another entry for this gift card. And as I said, you can, if you have any questions, just post them in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. Or if I miss something, Leah will let me know and then I can get back to you. And we are also doing 90 minutes now. It's not, we've done quite a few already that were 90 minutes long, but I'm just saying it in case you're here for the first time. So this YouTube live goes for 90 minutes. Yeah, so the title of this live says Scrapbooking Layout with Lovely Blooms and Pinkfresh Studio Inks and Dyes. But to be honest, I didn't have like a really detailed plan of what I want to do today, and I still don't. So we are, kind of winging it. I have a rough idea, and I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to switch my camera. But if you joined a few of my lives so far, you would probably know that I am often more of an, winging it and just see where things lead me kind of scrapbooker. So someone said that the email mentioned a sneak peek. I'm not sure what sneak peek. So let me check for a second. Roxanne. So yeah, I'm not sure. Could you let me know what sneak peek was mentioned? Because I gotta be honest, I didn't read the email because I know that I'm going to do a YouTube live, so I don't need to read the email. So as you can see, I have these papers right here from the Lovely Blooms collection. Let me push my laptop out of the way. So I already kind of played around with the papers from the Lovely Blooms collection and, the things that I had left. And all of these papers are from the 6x6 paper pad. So you can see that the designs, the patterns on here are scaled down. So it's not the 12x12 size, but this idea would work with the 12x12 papers as well. It's just that you're going to see in a second why the smaller, the scaled down version of the patterns works a little bit better. And I also just, I grabbed a few things that would just go with the color scheme. So you can see it's not all Lovely Blooms, it's also Garden Bouquet, because there are quite a few things in here that work really well with this. So stickers, puffy stickers, enamel dots, and these alpha stickers from Garden Bouquet. And then I also picked these alpha stickers from Sunshine on My Mind, because some of the colors work with this collection as well. So I thought in this YouTube live, I would also give you a few tips and tricks maybe when it comes to mixing collections, because I'm not sure if you've seen, but the holiday collections, the Christmas collection from Pinkfresh Studio will be available soon. So soon the design team will start, showing you projects with this collection. And I will do so in the next YouTube live I have with you as well. But for this YouTube live, we wanted to focus on mixing collections, just using up what we have left from the different collections that we've been working with in the past few months. And I love mixing and matching collections. So I thought I would, say a few things here and there. I also have quite a selection of photos here. You can see that all of them are of my son and sometimes of my son and me at different ages. These were all just photos that I had printed already, left over from other projects and that fit the color scheme of this collection as well. So I'm not going to use all of them. I will see what fits best as I'm going along. Let me check the comments real quick. Oh, okay, good. So nothing being sneak peeked in today's live. Oh, and Holiday Dreams is already available. Sorry, this week I'm, my mind is all over the place. So sorry for that. Holiday Dreams is actually already available. So make sure you check that out in the Pinkfresh online shop because it's a beautiful collection and I can't wait to start working with it. So what else? So my idea was I was playing around and, just, I don't know how this idea came about. But I was kind of folding papers. This is just from the scrap paper I had left. It's not, I don't know where it came from. And if you've seen some of my projects so far, you know that I love dimension and kind of interactive elements. So I thought, and then I also had, let's see, this photo, and it was already cut down like that. So I had it left over from a different project. And I thought I would do kind of like this diamond shape or whatever shape you would call that, and have different elements in this shape on my page in different sizes, and also a mix of dimensional ones like this. And then I found from this die set, this is this stitched scallop square die set. You can see that I already have some die cuts here. I always keep my die cuts that I have left over from a project together with the stamp set or die set. And then I thought, this would also look cute like this maybe. And then I also grabbed some cover plate dies that I could use to cut out, or you can see here, I also have something prepared already. Excuse me. I have more here. So I could cut that out and have different shapes or different textures on my paper. So this is the rough idea I have. So I'm going to incorporate different sized diamonds, and I'm also aiming for multiple photos. So I don't want to only use one photo because, excuse me, I don't want to have one really large one, although you could definitely do that. So you could also do something like this, one large photo, and then just arrange some smaller diamonds around that. But I feel like it takes up too much of my page. So I'm more thinking of having maybe 2 or 3 photos, smaller photos across my page. Sorry. And that's why I also picked, all of those photos from my son. Most of them are of him as a baby. So I feel like even though they are not taken at the same time, they would still work together on a page because it's the same subject. It's roughly the same. You can see here, it's always him lying on his back, so those work really well together. Sorry, I'm going to drink something. Okay, so let's get started. As I said, I just picked a few papers here and there. And actually, I have a few more scraps here. And this is also something I like to do. I like using up scraps. So my first idea that I had in mind required a little bit larger papers. But for this, I don't need too many large papers. So I'd rather use up maybe a bigger scrap instead of, cutting into a new paper. So like this, as you can see, this right here would perfectly work for this sort of element. So I don't need to cut into this paper right here. And then another thing, that's why I had, why I picked those papers and had them arranged that way, was that I was thinking of doing a sort of, rainbow-ish color way. So something like this, in the different elements in those different colors, and then going like that from top to bottom. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up already. Also, if you share this video, let us know so that you can get another entry for the $15 gift card giveaway. And I'm glad to hear that you feel that showing what you can do with the 6x6 papers is helpful. I love using the 6x6 paper pads for scrapbooking projects and not just card making. Because as I said, it gives you the patterns in a scaled down version, and sometimes that just looks better, especially if you only use smaller chunks of a certain design on your page. So you can see, as I said, this is sort of the rainbow I had in mind. I might not use each one of those papers, but I'm going to try to actually stick to this color scheme and to the order of the colors. So I'm going to put this to the side so that I don't forget what order I had them in. And I'm just going to start preparing different elements in the different colors, and then I will see how I can actually arrange them on the paper. There are other ways to do it. You can also start by saying, I'm going to start at the top. I need a blue element. Let's do this and that. But sometimes for me, it's easier if I just start making the elements and then see how I can arrange them. And that might lead to some of the elements, that maybe I don't need all of them at the end. But we will, as I said, I'm going to kind of wing it. Oh, hi, Tracy. Thank you for joining us, and excited that this is your first time. So not sure if you watched from the beginning, but you can win a $15 gift card in this YouTube Live, and all you have to do is be active in the chat. So let's see. I'm going to check this real quick if I have any more paper scraps in here. Yeah, it's not really a scrap, but it's still, I don't need to cut into this full paper. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, as I said, I think I want to use like maybe 3 photos, and if they should work together in some way or form. So let's see. So I'm thinking something like this, because it's all of my son, as I said, lying on his back. Here he is just a few months old. I think it's roughly half a year. So 6 months, and here he is about 2 years old. So it's kind of fun to show, you know, him growing up, but still having more or less the same pose. So that's what I kind of had in mind. And then this was the same idea, him as a newborn, like just a few days old. And then this was also probably at 2 years old when he was a bit sick and snuggling up. So I'm going to leave this decision for later. I can't decide right now. I probably have to see what works or what feels best. Okay, so I want one of those larger fold-up elements, and I want it in a pattern that I really, really like, and this is this one. So I want this as a larger version. And then for some of the other papers, I'm going to do smaller versions. So I need a square. So I'm going to cut it down to 3 by 3. You can do any size you like. It just has to be square. That's the only thing. And then all you have to do is just fold it. You can score if you want to, but I'm not going to because it's not going to be visible. So once like this, you know, on diagonal. And then the other way around, again, diagonally. And then you fold in the tips or the corners in towards the center. So the corner of or the tip of the square now meets the center of where the score lines intersect. Basically like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going for perfect because it's not going to be noticeable if you did it perfectly or not, because I want the paper to kind of open up like this. Because otherwise, if I glue it down, there's no need to actually do all the folding. You could just cut a square and leave it at that. But I want this kind of peekaboo effect. And then and then later on, I can also use this to maybe, you know, hide some journaling in here, or maybe another photo, or just some embellishment that peeks out. So there's lots of things you can do with it. So as I said, I'm going to just cut a few of those in different sizes. And then I'm going to see how to arrange everything. So you can see here, this is a smaller paper scrap. Right now it measures 2 inches. So I'm going to cut it to 2 by 2. And that way I can make use of this paper scrap. And for the smaller ones, I'm actually going to score just to make my life easier, so I don't have to be too careful when folding those pieces on the diagonal. So, and as I said, it's not going to be perfect. That's fine. That's not an issue. And you could do the same thing and just with much bigger squares, so you don't need as many. You could just have like maybe 4 large squares or something like that on your page, and do it in a grid design, you know, whatever you like. And for this one, so this was 3 by 3, this was 2 by 2, so I'm going to do 2.5 by 2.5 now. This one's actually, first of all, I have to cut straight lines because it was cut crookedly, just like that. So let's see. So let's do 2.5 by 2.5. So I saw some comments about the upcoming Pinkfresh holiday scrapbooking event. I think some of you mentioned that you are joining us there, which makes me very happy. And for those of you who don't know, the event will be, I think, on November 11th or 10th. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Leah. I should know because I'm teaching one of the classes. But yeah, so Annette Galancher from the Pinkfresh Studio design team, and I will be teaching one class each with a holiday theme. So she's going to teach 2 layouts, and she also prepared a make and take, and I'm going to create some foundation pages for like a Christmas album with you, or the holiday album. It's not, you can also use it for the whole holiday season. Okay, yeah, Saturday, November 11th. So I wasn't wrong. So you can see I have another square here that was already cut. Just going to check if it's actually square. Yeah. Well, not completely. And I'm not going to just do the dimensional elements. I just want to do a few of those. If I need more, I can always fold more. But I also want to incorporate the frame die, and then maybe some of the cover plate dies, and just cut them as a square, and that's it. And I also prepared or have everything here that I need for some stamping and stenciling and embossing. So because as I said, I wasn't entirely sure what I'm going to do, I just grabbed everything and have everything kind of organized around me. So my table right now is completely full on my desk. Okay. Oh, and one thing I'm noticing right now that I want to mention, this sheet right here, this is the cover sheet for the 12 by 12 paper pack. This would be perfect. So you could actually do a similar layout like I'm doing right now, or with a similar idea, and just use all of these squares that you have here. Because I love using those cover papers, because it gives you every pattern in the collection, and why waste it? So I have made a few layouts already using those cover papers, and I actually might use some of them for this layout, because as you can see, I picked this green paper right here, so I can use this. And the great thing is the back is white, so when you have those on your paper or on your layout, the insides are going to be white, so you won't have all of those different colors. Because if I'm going to do a rainbow order right now, the rainbow is kind of, destroyed a little bit because the colors inside are not in the same order, but we're going to figure it out. Tracy, so how to put this? I would still put them in plastic sleeves. It's just that I don't know, I can't keep up. So right now I just have a box full with layouts, where I just stacked all of the layouts inside. And then I have another stack of layouts on my shelf behind me. So the idea is to still have them in an album. The reality looks a bit different. But I also have some layouts that are way too dimensional for a page protector. So I just keep them, as I said, on a shelf or sometimes on like hanging them on a wall or something. And, you know, I'm completely fine with that. And some layouts get a little bit smushed in the page protector. Like this one, for example, obviously, when you put it in a page protector, this would be smushed down a little bit. But I don't mind because once I take it out, I can always kind of fluff everything up. And also, even when it's in a page protector, you will still see that there is dimension. It won't look the same as if you put something completely flat on here. So you can still tell that there is dimension. So I think, you know, it's worth it. I agree, Vicky. So this is also one of my favorite things of the paper pack. I always love seeing all the papers together. And, you know, I always love using everything that I can and wasting as little as possible. Same goes for sometimes you have these, so the papers that come inside your stickers, for example, sometimes have a pattern on them. So I like to use those for my layouts or mini albums as well. And if they are white, for example, so this one is the perfect size to use with the white washi tapes, for example. So what I do is I just stick the white washi tape on here and then die cut whatever it is, so I can make use of this white paper. So, you know, nothing goes to waste. Okay, so let's see what I have already. This was sort of the order I wanted to go in. So yellow would be more or less in the middle, and then pink towards the bottom. I'm going to, you know, they're going to be next to each other, so I'm not going to do it like with very, very clean lines between them, but still so that you can sort of tell that there's a rainbow-ish theme. Okay, just checking the comments to see if I missed anything. What else? Before I forget. So as I said, I also grabbed these pieces right here. So these are the cover plate dies. And you can see that I have some die cut pieces in here already that, you know, were left over from a different project. So these are, so this one right here, one of my favorite cover plate dies is the Floral Grid die. And then this one is the hexagon tile. And this one is the dotted chevron tile, dotted chevron cover plate die. I believe this is quite recent, was of the holiday card making release, I believe. Hope I don't tell you anything wrong. So what else? What I'm thinking of doing right now is you could use this, for example, with a frame, or to bring in more color without bringing in too much color. You could also back this piece here with one of the pattern papers, and that way you still have color, but you don't have, you know, all of the color, if you know what I mean. So first of all, I want to cut this down. And I'm debating whether I should put this in a frame or not, or if I want to keep the frame for my photos and just have, you know, maybe 2 photos in a frame, and that way the focus is on them. Okay, I think I need one larger pink one at the bottom. So this was 3 inches, so I'm going to do 3.5 by 3.5. And this is just, you know, trial and error. So I haven't tried what it looks like but with 3.5 inches. So I'm just doing it. And I'm sorry if, you know, this process seems a little bit chaotic and disorganized. It's because I'm, as I said, kind of winging it. So, but you know, sometimes you have a great idea in mind, and it's, you know, you know exactly what steps you have to take to realize that or to, you know, make that idea happen. But sometimes you just have a very rough idea, and I want to show you that that happens too, you know. I think it's fun to watch scrapbooking or card making videos or lives where someone has, you know, a very concrete, detailed plan and just shows you the steps exactly. But sometimes I also like to see that other people, I wouldn't say struggle, but, you know, that it doesn't always come out of the blue and just like, you know, snapping your fingers and there it is. So oh yeah, that's true. I think I saw Carissa's projects on Instagram today, and they were obviously gorgeous as always. Carissa always has stunning projects, and I think she used the same dies. So this is the stitched scallop square dies. I'm also going to link it in the description after this live. And there's also a rectangular version that I also have, and I love those. I think they are very versatile, and there are 2 dies, but with each die you get 2 frames. So you always get the outside with the scallops on the outside, and then the inside frame with the scallops on the inside, or you can also keep them together or use them together like this for the scallops on both sides. So it's a very fun, versatile set to have. Oh, that's good to hear, Leah, that you're also winging it. But to be honest, when I watch your lives, it always feels like you have a very that you know very exactly what you want to do, and you know you never seem to, and I mean that in a, you know, as a compliment. Don't get me wrong. It always seems like you know exactly what you're doing, and you're completely, you know, professional, and yeah. So let's see. Actually, you know what I said in the beginning, that I don't need one of those dimensional elements for each color, but I think I actually want one in each color so that I can then include some other elements in here as well. And I'm just checking, because that just popped into my mind, that thought, to see if any of the frames are square and could be used on this. And actually there's just this one that could be used because it's a single, or, you know, it's just one color. I don't want to use that one with the 2 colors. So I'm going to keep this here so I don't forget. I'm also going to check. I didn't keep the frames for the garden bouquet collection out. These are some leftover frames from the chrysanthemum collection, actually. So this was the washi tape suite before garden bouquet, but it was also gorgeous. And you know, it works, the colors work. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the mixing and matching collections. I'm just moving the frames around so that I can keep this on here and cut this apart so that it doesn't stick to my page. And then actually, well, it's not quite big enough. So this way I can just kind of move it around on my page to see if I want to use it or not. Okay, let's see. I would need another larger one up here. And for this, I need a darker blue. And this is actually the only paper where I'm going to use a 12 by 12 and where I'm going to cut into a full sheet. And it actually pains me a little bit because it is this one on the back, which I wanted to use for something else. I don't know what yet, but it's just too perfect. You know, I kind of need this darker blue up here, and I don't have any of the smaller ones left of this paper. I already used them all. So it kind of pains me, but I'm going to cut into it. Just trying to see which of the colors I'm less or the least likely to use. I think the greens actually. So I can still use the other 3 colors. So I'm going for another another one of this size, so 2 by 2. Oh, that's an interesting comment, Beth, that you feel guilty for mixing collections. To be honest, I feel like it's the most fun thing to do because it just makes a project completely your own, you know, because don't get me wrong, working with just one collection is a lot of fun as well because it kind of takes the guesswork out of it for you, and you know things are going to fit and going to match. But at the same time, I feel like mixing collections, first of all, it's a great way to use up your stash because sometimes, you know, you don't have a lot left of a collection, but you still want to use it. But it also makes it, you know, completely your own because it's very unlikely that another person would combine exactly the same things from different collections or would have exactly the same things left over to combine. So, yeah. And when I do in-person workshops, so I also teach in-person scrapbooking workshops where I usually prepare the kits myself, and I always mix collections. I never work with just one collection. And this is actually one of my favorite things about teaching the in-person workshops is preparing the kits and putting everything together. And besides, I always think that it's a lot of fun to see what people, what collections or what elements of different collections people combine. Because sometimes, you know, someone combines something that you would never have thought of doing, but it actually looks good. So, and it gives new life to a collection. Because sometimes when you've made quite a few projects with one collection already, can get kind of tired of it, or at least, you know, it's not as inspiring anymore or something like that. And then when you mix in other elements from different collections, it kind of gets things going again, I think. Not sure if you can if anyone can follow my ramblings here. So this is the other square that I have left that I used down here. So I think I'm going to use the other side for the green up here. Oh, so happy to see that someone, so Nina, what's your, sorry if, what's your real name? I'm sorry if I actually should know, but I'm really bad with remembering the real names and the social media handles, you know. So very fun to hear that we will be seeing each other in a workshop. Have you done a workshop with me already? I'm so sorry if you did. As I said, I'm bad at remembering what name goes with which social media handle. Oh, that's true. Susie, so con los limones, who is also part of the Pinkfresh Studio design team, will also be teaching a workshop in Barcelona. So, and Kerstin, Kiki, is also going to be teaching a workshop. So it's going to be a little bit of a mini Pinkfresh Studio design team meetup. Okay, and I want to keep things sort of contained to the center here. You could also move, you know, towards the edges, or you could do all of those diamond shapes in a larger diamond shape. That's also possible. But I like to have some white space on my layout. So I feel like if I put those squares on the whole page, I feel like it's getting a bit too much. Sorry. Oh, you should definitely all go to Barcelona. Barcelona is the best city in the world, in my opinion. So yeah, you should definitely go. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm only missing this one right here. I have this one, I have this one. This green one maybe, where I wanted to use, could use this cover paper. I have this one, and I'm not going to do this one because I already have those blue ones up there. So I think I have almost all of the colors done. And now I feel like, you know, no, I couldn't have used this one for that because I need the larger one. So it's all good. For a second there, I thought I could have avoided cutting into this whole 12 by 12 paper, but I couldn't have. So all is good. But I think I can't use this one because I need one larger green one. I want this size. And this was, what was it? 2.5 by 2.5. No, that can't be 2 by 2. No, 2.5. I'm sorry for, you know, that this is a bit repetitive. I will be done in a second with this whole folding thing. So I'm very sorry if that part is a little bit boring. I hope I can make up for it in a second. So yeah, a little shout out for all the card makers. The registration for the February, that sounded weird, card making event with Pinkfresh Studio goes live tomorrow. So if you are interested in joining that, make sure you set your alarms so that you can sign up tomorrow. And even though I'm mostly a scrapbooker, I do dabble in card making and I want to get into card making a lot more. So I also joined the most recent card making event with the stamp market as a guest. and I enjoyed it a lot. So if you are thinking of doing a Pinkfresh Studio card making event, do it. They are a lot of fun. And since you can watch the classes on repeat or, replay, you can watch it as many times as you like. So it doesn't matter if you are a newbie card maker or, Okay, so this, I didn't intend to use that large of a photo, but I mean, how perfect does this fit in there? I didn't even plan for that. So I kind of have to use it. That was just too perfect. Oh, that's so nice to hear, Beth. It isn't boring, but it calms your blood pressure. That's great. So the only issue I have now is I'm not sure if I have a photo that's large enough for this frame. I think this is the. So this isn't. There's one part missing, but that could be covered up with, a die cut or something. So that's not too big of an issue. But I'm not sure what to do for the second photo, or if I actually want to keep with one photo, even though I said I wanted to use multiples on this page. But you know what? I'm going to try it and then see where this leads us. So first of all, I'm going to just use some a little bit of tape runner to adhere the frame to my photo. And I'm going to leave the open spot. Let's see. Because as I said, the frame doesn't, or the photo doesn't fit the frame or fill the frame completely. There's one open spot, and I think I'm going to put it on the right-hand side. So here, so I can use a small die cut that could cover that up, because on the left side, there's not that much space between our heads and the corner. So if I put an embellishment here, I run the risk of covering up our faces. But if I put something over here, you can see that there's a lot of room, and I can do it. Anita, so there are the squares are different sizes. I just played around with it and kind of tried a few different things. So the largest one, the pink one down here, started out as a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square, and now measures 2.5 inches. And then this one was 3 by 3, 2.5 by 2.5. And I believe this was 2 by 2. So different sizes, but the largest square at the beginning was 3.5 by 3.5 inches. But as I said, you can, if you have a paper scrap that is, let's say, the longest or the shortest side is 2 3/4 of an inch, you can simply make your square 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Sorry. Okay, and I'm also going to already put some some foam behind the photo, because all of those squares are really dimensional. So when I put the photo in here, it kind of, it's further back than all of the squares. So I don't want it to get lost in between all of the dimension. So I'm just going to put some self-adhesive or some adhesive foam, craft foam on the back. And just cutting off this little corner here so it doesn't show like this. Just checking comments real quick. Okay. Okay, what else? As I said, I feel like I want to use a second photo, but I'm not sure if it works. So either this is almost the same photo, but just a slightly different perspective, but I think it doesn't show too well. And then I have, here's the larger version. This one. And I kind of want to use both of them on the same page because it just, as I said, it just shows this. It's almost the same, how to explain that? The same moment here, he was a little bit sick. Here he was a newborn, but still snuggling up. So I feel like this works really well on the page. So I'm going to stick the frame on my photo. And again, the photo doesn't fill the frame completely. So I have to get a little bit creative with covering up those open areas. And I'm going to put them more roughly, side by side, because I don't have too much space on here where I can move things. And I feel like it would look a little bit, I want to say that it might look a little bit weird to have them spaced out too much, but then again, now I feel like I need a third one. I don't have a third one with this sort of photo subject. I'm not sure if I don't know. You know what? Now I kind of regret that I cut up this photo, because one thing I thought about was maybe not have the second photo showing on a layout, but rather, in one of those, inside one of those squares. This one works. Yeah, so it fits this one, so you can open it up and then I can put the journaling in a different one. So the only thing is, this one right now isn't big enough for this pocket right here, because it's like this, but I can add the photo later. So I'm going to do that. I like that idea of, putting that in there. And you could actually put lots of photos in all the different foldable elements. So you could do, I'm getting so many ideas right now. You could also do like, if it's baby themed, you could do a photo of the baby at each month of age. So you could do like 1 month old, 2 month old, and so on in all different squares. So many ideas. So yeah, kind of getting, so I'm using that to put in there. I will cut it down later. Thank you, Leah. As I said, it started with just a rough idea, but I have to admit that I'm kind of liking where this is going. I hope that everyone who's watching, and I hope there are still people watching, and not that everyone left because it was too repetitive. Yeah, that you're enjoying it as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually just going to use some tape runner and stick all of those dimensional squares down so that they don't keep moving all the time. And I'm just starting with this one and then building everything. So this is still a bit empty, so I will have to see what I can do there. And I also like having elements that kind of run off the page. So I will cut this off down here. Maybe move it a little bit further up so that this one also runs off the page. Like this. And then I'm going to place this larger square like so, like that when it opens up, the lines are in the correct direction. So I can use this to add some journaling. Roxanne, I love your dedication that you are joining us from the carpool lane or the car loop, not the carpool lane, car loop. I appreciate it. Thank you, Marcy. Glad you enjoy it. Oh, no. So that's the only thing that you might want to keep in mind when gluing down your diamonds. The inside pattern sometimes has a direction. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but this one sort of has a direction, more or less. So I don't want the strawberries, or at least the one that's visible, you know, because there's this one here in the center that's visible. I don't want this to be completely upside down. So that's something that maybe you want to, you know, check before gluing something down, that inside, for example, this one, where it has some writing, that it's not upside down. In the end, it's not, you know, not too big of a deal, especially since you can always cover it up and put something inside. But if you can avoid it, it's maybe worth noting. And so far, I only use the tape runner and not any really strong adhesive, because that way I can still lift this up and maybe tuck something underneath, or move them around if I see that it's not working out. So yeah, the photos, the only one that I'm going to glue down with some liquid adhesive right now, because tape runner doesn't work with craft foam. It just won't stick. But I'm not putting the glue all the way to the edge, so only in the center, so I can still tuck something underneath. Checking that the text is in the right direction. And I'm trying to have roughly the same space between the squares. It doesn't have to be perfect, and sometimes it's nice to have, you know, if it's not exactly the same, but just more or less. And then this one is also going to run off the page a little bit. So I'm going to cut off the excess when everything is adhered down. Okay. So I think everything, yep, is adhered down. So I can now cut off those little corners. And then I can try to figure out what to do with the rest of the white space, what elements to incorporate. Let's see. So one thing that I want to check that might be a good way to fill some of the white space here is maybe use it for a title. And there are these large puffy words in the Lovely Blooms collection. So I'm trying to see if maybe I can use one of those. Trying to see if I can follow the direction of the pattern and everything with the title as well. Margarita, so that's also one thing that I'm still, considering. You can also do this with double-sided paper and then simply cut down white cardstock in the different size squares and then just glue some white cardstock inside so that the pattern on the inside doesn't show. So that's definitely something you can also do if you don't have any single-sided pattern paper that works. Or, if you have a double-sided pattern paper that you really want to use, but you don't want the inside to be visible. Because I agree, I'm still, when this life is over, I'm definitely going to kind of take a step back and look at the layout again to see if I might actually do that, because it might drive me crazy in the end to have the different patterns on the inside showing. I'm not sure yet. I'm not too sure on that. Or you could definitely also use vellum. You could also do vellum and just make some shaker elements out of it. There's so many things you can do with this idea. Trying to see if I can make one of those words work. The thing that I'm, considering right now is that I don't want to put the pink title or the pink word here, for example, because it kind of destroys the order of the rainbow. So if I wanted to use this pink word, I would have to, at least, in my mind, there's no rule that says that, but I feel like I would have to use it down here in the pink section. And I don't know, it's not working. So it feels a bit weird, for example, to put it up there. And all of the other ones are a little bit too large. So I think I'm going to scrap that idea and see if maybe I can use, some of the letter stickers, the alpha stickers, I mean. And this one would be perfect with the gold frame. So I might use that, but I'm not sure what I want to spell out for the title. Oh, Laura, that's also a good idea to have the outside white and then just color on the inside. That's also a great idea. And I think I had that, something like this with just the color popping or the color showing from the inside. I think I actually wrote that down somewhere as an idea. Now that it kind of feels familiar. So yeah. trying to see if I want to incorporate a bow. I know this might seem random, but I have a few things, you know, off to the side, a few dies and die sets and stamp sets that I grabbed before this live that I thought might come in handy in some way or form. And I also have this Jeff Alpha die, and I feel like I could use it to kind of incorporate this rainbow idea. But I'm also feeling sort of the pressure of being live and kind of having to get on with it. So yeah. Trying to find there it is. All of my embellishments from the Lovely Blooms collection, because right now we only have paper on here, but no die cuts or no stickers. Oh, I agree that bow die set is a lot of fun. It's also one of my favorites. For me, it's an essential. It's a standalone artistic bows die set, and it's really a lot of fun. And perfect for card making as well. So it's, you know, that's a die that's definitely great for all kinds of projects. So I'm looking for some floral die cuts maybe that I can use to have sort of peek out from inside those squares. So this is what I meant with, you know, being able to lift things up, tuck things underneath. Like this. And then I know I've gone a bit quiet, but trying to, you know, get on with it. So I like the kind of peachy florals here, but I don't want the vase. So you can always cut up your die cuts. Don't be afraid of that. If the die cut isn't working for you the way it is designed, then make it work for you. So I'm not adhering them down any more than, you know, with the tape runner that's on the back of these paper squares, because I kind of want to see how it looks together first before I kind of, you know, commit to it. So I'm still in the trying things out phase. Flower surgery. I love the term, Leah. Flower surgery sounds fun. And I know what you mean with there's always a gasp. I think when I did a scrapbooking video, it wasn't a live, but it was a video quite a while ago on my channel where I just showed some scrapbooking layouts, you know, kind of flipping through scrapbooking layouts I had made in the past. And I mentioned that I actually take apart my layouts after a while, not all of them, but some of them. You know, sometimes I go through my layouts, and if I don't like something anymore, or if, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not afraid of taking apart my projects and kind of salvaging what I can from them. So if there's something on a layout that can be used again, let's say maybe like a die cut or whatever, I'm going to take it off, put it in a little box or something where I keep all of those random bits, and then the rest is going in the bin. So that's, you know. But when I said that, there were also quite a few people who were a little bit, I don't know. Some seem to be a bit angry even. So this would be perfect, but this one says love this and this one says love it. And I feel like having those two very close together is a bit, you know, repetitive. Even though I don't mind having more or less the same saying on a page twice, I don't want to have it so close together. I'm looking for the other. You gasp when I cut. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If something is not working for you, make it work for you. Because otherwise, you know, if it's, I don't know, let's say you are looking at this die cut every time you are going through the ephemera pack and always thinking, I don't know what to do with that vase, but I like the flowers in there, then, you know, use the flowers, because otherwise what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that you are not going to use it at all. And that way you're at least using part of it. So that's kind of my thinking when it comes to cutting things up and taking things apart, you know, all of that. So this one says always and forever. So maybe I'm going to put as a title, I just thought maybe I'm just going to put you and me, because this is kind of what it's about, him and me. So maybe I'm going to do you and me, and then I have like this phrase here that says always and forever. There are also alpha stickers in this collection, but they are the blue ones, and I don't want to put blue alpha stickers down here for the same reason that I explained earlier with the whole rainbow thing. And I believe the alpha stickers in the other collections also wouldn't work. Because this one is a little bit too small for, it doesn't stand out too much. And these, I don't have any that fit in here color-wise. So I guess the gold would be a good compromise. Just checking if there's an ampersand in here. Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Because I wouldn't have liked to spell out the and part. I'm just lightly putting the alpha stickers down because I'm not sure about the placement yet. And I can always fill that little gap here with another. So that was one yellow pattern that I haven't used yet, this one. So I can use this to fill that part here. So I'm And if you don't press on the alpha stickers, they are not adhered that, or they are not completely adhered down, so you can take them off without damaging your layout. Because I'm probably going to play around a little bit with the placement of the title, if I want to have the U and then the ampersand down here. But I feel like if I put one more square in here, it's filled up nicely. Thank you so much, Tracy. Okay, just checking the comments real quick, or the chat. And looking at my screen, I am probably, because it's a bit difficult, I'm not looking at my layout right now from the top like you are, so I'm not seeing it the same way. And I don't want to put my head in front of the camera, but I will probably, seeing it now on screen, end up at least filling some of the squares with white cardstock, because I think that it would enhance the look and make this whole rainbow color order a little bit more obvious, I would think. So when I'm taking the photos of this project and posting them on, Instagram and so on, you will probably see that I will have filled some or all of them with white cardstock. And then this one I'm going to fill with my photo. So that's where I want to put this one. And if I can find another photo or more that work with this subject, then I might fill even more of the frames with photos. And the fun thing is, I can always do it even later on, in weeks to come, if there's another situation where I have a photo like this, I can always go back to this layout and fill another square with a photo. So it's kind of it can be, if you want it to be, a work in progress. Sorry for my English today. It's not the best. I mean, it's never perfect, but I feel like today it's I feel like today is worse than usual. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so now what I'm doing right now is just simple tone-on-tone embellishing. If you've watched some of my videos, or basically, any sort of social media, you will have seen tone-on-tone layouts projects by other crafters as well, because it's a very fun and easy technique to do. And yeah, it's just fun. And it's a great way to use up some things without thinking too much. Oh, definitely. I also thought about maybe adding a different pattern paper inside that works with it. So have another blue inside here, another green inside this one. So I will have a look through my paper scraps to see if I can find something, but I really don't have the time in this YouTube live to do that. So, that's something that might change between you seeing this layout here and me taking the photo. But I still wanted to explain that idea to you so that you know what to look for, maybe, if you are looking for this layout being posted. Another flower surgery. I'm definitely going to add this phrase to my vocabulary now, Leah. I love that. And actually, I'm doing kind of die cut and sticker surgery quite a lot. So sometimes you have a sticker that has maybe a phrase on there and you only want part of the phrase, for example. And then I also cut that up. Sometimes a die cut has a little bit too much white border around it for my taste. Then I will also cut that up. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm so bad right now with noticing and, you know, keeping on up to date with with the design team stuff. I'm so sorry. But Leah just mentioned that the tone on tone embellishing is part of the October challenge theme as well. So that's perfect. So I'm going to take back what I just said and tell you that, of course, I knew that, and that was my plan all along. And I wanted to give you some inspiration for the October challenge. Let's just pretend that that was my, you know, my thought all along. Then we'll definitely do, I need some florals down here. So I have this, some of those pink ones. And another thing that I thought, if I can't find a floral that works in a color that I need, there's also a stamp set that works with this collection. It's also called Lovely Blooms, like the collection, and you can see it has the same florals. So I can easily make some florals in the colors that I need if I wanted to, with this stamp set that comes with a coordinating die and stencil set. Unfortunately, I don't have time in this YouTube live to show you. But if you watch, you know, any of the card making videos on the Pinkfresh channel, you will see how the layered stencils work, because especially card makers use them a lot, and Heather and Leah always do a great job of showing you how they work. So you can check there if you have any questions about how they work. I can't find a floral that I want to use down there, so I'm, you know, kind of keeping that in mind, trying to see if there's anything if there's anything else I want to add. Oh yeah, the square right here. So this is something I can do right now. So this was the pattern paper I mentioned. This is sort of in between this mustard yellow and the green, and I can fill this part here. I'm trying to, let's say 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. I haven't done that size yet, but I want something in between this size and this size. So it's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inches. Simply using my scoreboard and paper trimmer as a guide for scoring that. So I have a few more minutes left, and then 90 minutes are already up. And this time kind of flew by, at least for me. Not sure if it was the same for you. Now look how nicely that snuggles in there. So now I actually, the title placement and, you know, the way I spelled or put the ampersand and everything worked out perfectly. So I'm probably going to keep the title like this. I still need something to cover up that part where I have that open corner. Okay, so let's see, one last look through the embellishments in this collection to see if there's anything else I could use. At least not right now, not at first glance. And if you could see my desk right now, it's a mess. First, I have to get, everything organized again before I can see if there's anything else I can use. Because right now I can't see anything. I need some more enamel dots here, and I need something here. So I'm definitely going to add, as I said, I need to cover up that corner. So I'll probably add some floral there. That's too much. That's too much. Nah. Although it does work with the photo really well. Maybe. This is another thing that I will have to look at, from the top to see if it works or not. So I might glue this one close and put this on top because I kind of like how it looks, but I will have to check again, by looking at the layout again. Okay. Tracy, if you go to the Pinkfresh Studio website, I believe there's it says monthly challenge, like right at the top, in the top header. And there you can see all of the challenges, and Leah just posted a link. There you can see all of the challenges and all of the information, how to enter and everything. So yeah, definitely check that out. So I'm going to flip my camera in a second. So I'm gonna hold up that layout. Hold up, one more thing. One more thing before I forget. So I had this one. This was one of the pattern papers with the colorful stripes. And I had this cut out from one of the first layouts I did with this collection. And I just thought, because this is actually exactly the same color progression. So this, it works out perfectly. So the question now is, what do I want it to show completely or just on the sides? Just like this. You know what? Give me one more minute and then I'm going to flip my camera. I'm too excited right now to stop. Sorry. I'm sorry, Leah. Give me a second. Give me a second. Then you can, or you can also post the winner right now. But I want to try that. So I just cut off a sliver on the left and right side of this layout. I didn't measure it. So this was one idea, to have the colors on the left and right, and you can see it's exactly the same progression, which worked out perfectly because I didn't even think of that. Or I could cut down the top and bottom as well so that it's an actual frame. What do we think? Frame or left and right? I don't know. So I'm gonna keep it a surprise, because as I said, there are a few finishing touches I need to do. So right now I'm gonna keep it with that. And once I post the layout on my social media and the Pinkfresh Facebook group and everything, you will see if it's gonna be a frame or the sides. Okay, so now I'm going to switch my camera. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. You've waited long enough. So, yeah, thank you so much for your patience. Oh, there's a lot of people who say left and right. That's interesting. I would have guessed that more people say frame. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching, for your patience today. I have to say that, that final bit with the paper or the striped frame or the sides really kind of brought everything together for me. So I hope you enjoyed this process, that you took something away from it, that you learned something. And yeah, so the winner of today's $15 gift card is Marcella Kane or Marcella. I'm not sure which pronunciation is correct. So congratulations. All you have to do to claim your gift card is email Leah at pinkfreshstudio.com, L-E-A, no H at the end, to claim your prize. And then you can pick something nice in the Pinkfresh Studio online shop. And yeah. So yeah, as Leah mentioned, Tone on Tone is also the theme for this month's challenge. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow, registration for the card making event in February goes live. Don't miss that, because registration or the number of participants this time is going to be kept. So if you are thinking about joining, make up your mind quickly, because once the number is full, it's full. Anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, as I said, thank you so much for joining me. In 2 weeks, it's going to be Natalie again with you, and the next YouTube Live on the Pinkfresh channel will be on Tuesday. I believe it's going to be Heather and Leah, but correct me if I'm wrong. So thank you for joining, and I will see you in 4 weeks. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care and bye.